I grew up with a blue-collar family. Definitely didn't want to do anything blue-collar. Wanted to be rich and do business. I got into that and realized that's not what I wanted to do. I knew a lot of firefighters from the Sacramento area, and they kind of were like, hey, you should do this EMT class with us. You should do this fire academy. I'm good. I don't want to be a firefighter. I don't want to go back to school. Of course, I ended up enrolled in the EMT class with my buddies, and it was probably one of the harder things I've done, but was very rewarding in the end. I went to Sac Metro's Firefighter 1 Academy. I was sponsored by a retired fire chief out of Diamond Springs who kind of pulled me aside and was like, I think you have what it takes to be a good firefighter. I was like, I don't know. And then him and his wife were like, here, just try it. If you don't like it, finish it, move on. If you do like it, which we think you will, just pay it forward when you're done. So I ended up doing the fire academy. The first week, it was not the best week. Just very strenuous, very physical. And then after that, I fell in love with it. From there, I worked for Cameron Park Fire Department in Amador, El Dorado. I was a resident firefighter doing a couple shifts a week, learning the basics of the fire service. From there, I worked for the California Fire Rescue Training Authority, which is a JPA with the Office of Emergency Services. And that's where I kind of began my networking. Chief Gear and Chief Segaris were big influencers on routes to go, avenues to take, things to look for. From there, I started applying places and was picked up with the Oakland Fire Department.
So you have an interesting perspective because you started off your fire service career in what we would call a combination fire department with reserve or volunteer personnel along with career personnel, paid personnel. And now you work for one of the 16 metro departments in California. Can you explain, a little bit of the difference in what you've seen, the differences that you've seen?
I think it's a great environment to learn. You have a full-time captain, a full-time engineer. They drive a CAL FIRE engine with their mutual aid city on the side, which was Cameron Park. And you go through the motions and just kind of learn everything that it takes. You're the only firefighter in the back seat, so a lot of the responsibilities fall on you. A lot of the daily house chores fall on you. And then when you get to Oakland, we run 4 on an engine, 5 on the trucks. It's a great opportunity to kind of see a whole different side of the fire service. Comparably, the cities are very different. Oakland's a very large city, and it's kind of got a lot of different areas from the east end to the west end to downtown. And depending on where you're at, it's a whole different experience at all of them. When I first heard of the LEDS committee, which is Leadership, Equity, Diversity, Service, you kind of think about where the fire service was, where it is, where it's going. I think everybody can agree that the fire service was founded on service. I mean, it's in its name. And then from there, it kind of went to leadership. You've got good leaders, you have better leaders, you have leaders that you want to be like. And then as we've evolved, I think diversity plays a huge role in that. Women weren't always allowed in the fire service, and here we are now. I think looking aside from just gender and religion and ethnicity, I think seeing other people's experiences, where they come from, what they've done, how they grew up, what they've done so far in their life, taking all these diverse experiences and being able to put them on an engine, put them in a firehouse, put them in the fire department, and seeing how those can impact our service and impact our leadership. With equity is just making sure every individual has the same opportunities. You come to Oakland, we're a diverse department. Everybody kind of has the same opportunities, the same training, the same ability to promote and move up the ranks. And with that, kind of inclusion, making sure that everybody feels that they're included. You can be a diverse department, and a lot of those diverse members can say, I'm just checking a box. I don't feel like I'm included in this. And I think Oakland's done a good job at not only having diversity and having the equity, but also having people feel included. Each firehouse has its own dynamic. You'll be with the old guys, and you kind of tailor your day to that. You'll be with a bunch of knuckleheads, you'll tailor your day to that. But when push comes to shove and we get on the engine, it's all business. With Oakland, we're hosting in September the NorCal First Alarm Girls Fire Camp. It gives kids high school ages the opportunity to spend 2 days learning what it is to be a firefighter. With that, they get to do, the first day is just building the fundamentals, pulling hose, looking at ladders, doing some different things. And day 2, they get to actually pull hose. They get to put a little bit of fire out. They get to run extinguishers. And some days on day 2, there's 10 kids that don't show back up. And we'd rather have them figure that out now than figure that out later. And then the kids that do show up and do enjoy it, we can network with them and be kind of their guidance and their mentorship through their process. I think for those that want to be firefighters, I think you need to network and get out there and find people you know that can help you get to those places. I know lots of people in Oakland that are always willing to help and offer assistance. Getting the young generation into the fire service, from the classroom, tours at schools and stuff, it sounds like they all want to be influencers. So it's a little bit hard to expose them to the fire service when it's, not something they've thought about yet. I think that every day is not the same. I think every day you show up is going to be something different. I think it's easy to say I love being at work. I have, more overtime hours than regular hours. I love being here. I'm always here. I think the ability to work on the east end, work down near the lake, which is my new firehouse. The ability to sign up and go out of county. If I want to work at Station 1 on the rescue, I can do that. If I want to go to West Oakland and work with a hazmat team, I can do that. There's all sorts of, specifically with Oakland, opportunities available that no day is a boring day. And I have a great crew, and I feel like any station I go to within our department, I know most of the members. Some of the newer folks, I don't necessarily know their names yet, but I haven't really ever had a bad day in the firehouse. You have days where you're tired and everybody's tired and everybody's a little bit grumpy, but that's kind of where we're at. People are working 5-6 days in a row, just making the best of it. And the variety of calls we go on are huge, and you learn something new every day, every call. I am Lieutenant Nicole McCall, and I am the California Fire Service.